Hey Star, you can hear me, right? Perfect. Awesome, we're good to go. Yeah, that sounds good, man. Just go ahead and go over your watch list, and then a little bit later, I'll go over a few stocks as well, but should be good to go. Hey guys, just a heads up, I am going to go ahead and get started in just a few minutes on my pre-market watch list. So, if you guys are watching on the public YouTube channel, on the public scanner YouTube video, just know there is a 2-minute delay with my commentary and the scans. We actually have another live video going on. If you're in the private Discord, you did get a link for that. But it's on our public YouTube as well, so make sure you guys go click on that other live video. That one doesn't have a 2-minute delay, so you're going to hear my voice pretty much in real time. And we'll go ahead and get started on my watch list in about maybe like 3 or 4 more minutes. We'll get started. Alright guys, I think we have enough people that joined in, so we can go ahead and get started now on the watch list. So, if you guys are tuned into my live video, you can see my charts right here. We are watching a lot of the same things from yesterday. like AGFS, which ended up trading sideways for a while, EPIX, to name a few, HTCR. So we do have a lot of stuff on the watch list from yesterday that I'm still watching. When it comes to new gappers this morning, there's a few that I am interested in. The top one right now is QNGY. We do have a nice little move or a little gap here in pre-market, so this is definitely something I'm going to be watching if we can do some bigger volume after the open. And if we can hold over this 180 level, I'm definitely going to keep an open bias on QNGY. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and go over my watch list that I made for the private Discord members last night. So I'll go over the watch list and then we'll go over the rest of the gappers and we'll just make sure that we didn't miss anything. And I'll try to make this pretty quick so we can all prepare for the market open. But the first one on the watch list was AGFS. This one had a really nice run up in pre-market, but ended up being really choppy and sideways yesterday after the open. I actually didn't end up trading this one, but I do want to keep it on watch. If we can pop over 270 and then hold that level with support, I feel like there's still a chance that QN or AGFS could break out to the upside. Maybe we'll get that breakout towards $3 or higher. So if that does come today, then I'm going to be watching that. If it gets extended, I might even look for a short in the threes. I would be interested in a short if it does get extended. Other than that, not too crazy about it. You know, if it ends up just failing and breaking under like this 250, 255 area, we might see this start to fade back down to like the low twos. That would be a big target if it were to fail off the open. But I am hoping that this one can break out higher. I think it would make for a better setup later on. So we'll keep an eye on AGFS after the open. I did have a list as well, a secondary list of things to keep on watch, kind of on the side, just in case they kind of come back into play, then we can keep our focus on these names. So one of those was NRBO. This one didn't really do much, but if it starts to curl back up over 10 with a lot of volume and pops up on the scans, I'll definitely keep an eye on NRBO. DUO was another one that had a breakout yesterday. So that's another one I'll keep on watch if we start to build back up over the 150s. EPIX. This was a really good one on that day one for longs. We had a really big short squeeze that day. Yesterday it opened pretty weak after that gap down. It had a little flush, but for the most part was pretty choppy. On EPIX today, I do have an open bias though. If we can start to build over this 450 again, we can potentially look for a breakout through $5 later on. So this is another one I'll be watching on the side. If it starts to kind of break out and pop up on the scans. And then we just have a few more from this list. SLNA, Shop was a good one. A nice breakout after the open. So this one here, Shop, it does have potential for continuation. So if we can build back up over this key $34, we can keep an eye on Shop to see if that wants to break out past yesterday's highs. SOBR, this has been a really choppy name over the last few weeks. Not the best price action, but I still do want to keep this on watch as well because I feel like it is setting up for a bigger move. When you look at the daily is pretty interesting to me. We did break out of this flag above 350 recently. So I'm hoping that this can get some volume and break out to the upside. There's really not any notable resistance on the daily chart. These volume bars don't really have any volume. So we'll see if SOBR does anything in the next few days or so. Hopefully that one stays in play. Alright guys, so that was my watch list that I made last night. We'll just quickly go over the gappers again, and then if there's any other stocks that you guys want me to go over, you can always type it in the YouTube comments and I'll take a look at it. But let's go back to the gappers. QNGY, like I said, this is probably the top gapper in small caps right now. Slower pre-market. There's not really a whole lot of action for small caps. And that's kind of why I've been more focused on SPY, at least at the open, just because it's been a little bit slower for small caps, and SPY options has really given me something to focus on for the first half an hour, and then I kind of shift my focus over to small caps. So that's kind of what I've been doing lately, and it's been working out pretty well. But let's go ahead and take a look at this daily. So I know that we have a lot of resistance from the last few days near basically 220. The only way I'll really be interested in QNGY is if it breaks out above 2 and tests these levels, or even breaks out higher. If that happens, I'll be watching it pretty closely. I would be interested in a short as well if we do break out towards these bigger levels on the daily. But, you know, we'll have to see how it reacts to 180 after the open to start. If that level holds, you know, I think longs will probably be risking off of this area for a breakout. If it doesn't do anything from here, if it just fades from here, I'm not going to short it. I'm not really too interested in the short right now. And let's see if there's anything else we might have missed. HTCR. I do have some interest in this one if we can reclaim those key levels from yesterday. So for me, the key level from yesterday is going to be basically above $2. If we can pop over 2 and then hold that level as support, then we can potentially look for a breakout, a bigger picture breakout. We'll see. So far, it is turning $2 into resistance on these pops in pre-market. So we'll have to see how this one reacts as well after the open. We do have some bigger levels towards $3 as well. 3 and 4. So I'll just set a price alert there at $2 and we'll see if that ends up coming back into play. AGLE has a small gap here as well. It's a cheaper name. SPRC. NUVL has a decent gap also. Alright guys, so that was pretty much everything from my watch list that I wanted to go over. The last thing I wanted to mention was just SPY and Tesla. So I'll just quickly go over those and then we'll pretty much be ready for the open. So SPY, yesterday I actually ended up for those that were listening in the private Discord room, yesterday you remembered me saying that really the key level off the open for me was really around like this 382, 383. So I wanted to look for calls for a potential breakout if that 383 held. And so yesterday, how I ended up trading it was I got calls once we held this level right here. It did give me a little spike, but it rejected and it kind of stayed heavy. So I ended up getting out of the calls and then flipping to puts. And it worked out really well. It was pretty heavy at the open. I got a pretty nice drop there to 380, and I ended up covering the remainder of my position right here. And then I just left it alone. It felt like it was really strong, and we did get a really nice rally back up, which I warned the members about. So we had a really good read on SPY yesterday at the open. I was really reactive and was able to catch a nice move. That's the same exact approach I want to take today on SPY. I just feel like we're kind of in a choppier place right now. We did have some nice range yesterday, but it was pretty choppy. There wasn't really a clear direction either way. Maybe obviously more to the downside, but pretty choppy overall. So for today, my plan is to be very reactive off the market open. I would say this 380 is probably going to be the key level for me off the open. So if we open around this level and hold, I would say 379 to 380 with a lot of support. If it feels really strong on the tape and I can get in with tight risk, then I'm going to consider getting calls today on SPY if we can hold 379 to 380. Maybe even 378 to 379. So hopefully we get a little dip and then we can kind of build back up. If that happens, I'll consider calls. But if we just reject this resistance towards 380 and then start to stay heavy, form lower highs, then I'll consider puts as well. Right now I have an open bias. I feel like it might be a choppier day. So like I said, I'm going to be reactive off the open. We have about 4 minutes left until the market opens. So once the market does open, I'll be sure to kind of keep you guys updated on what I'm seeing on SPY. With Tesla, I would say this key level is going to be above 225 for me. That was kind of an area that we traded sideways at. So I'll keep an open bias if we can hold over 226, 225. But I think I'm mostly going to be focused on SPY this morning. Alright guys, so I'm going to relax for a few minutes before the market opens. If you guys do enjoy my commentary, we do have a private Discord room where you can get my commentary every day in the morning. You can also have access to my screen share and my daily and nightly watch list. So if you guys are interested in that, we do have a link in the description where you guys can sign up. But yeah, I should be live for about an hour here, another hour. And Star is also going to hop on the mic as well. So I hope you guys have a great day. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Alright guys, so far nice hold on SPY of that 380 level that I mentioned. We are getting a nice break to the upside. So I actually took some calls at the open right at that 380 as we held. So nice push so far. Hopefully we can get some follow through. But I did take a nice scalp there off the open on SPY. Also nice to see QNGI pushing above 2. That was the key level that I mentioned in pre-market. SPY, let's see if we can get one more push off this 381. Pretty clear setup, guys, on SPY today. Right off the bat, above that 380 with a lot of strength. I definitely could have sized up a little bit more. I didn't have the size that I wanted off the open. I wasn't as confident today. Just because I feel like we're kind of in a choppier range. But so far, a really nice move. If you were quick off the open, you can have, you can protect your profits at this point. You can scale out and move your stop up at the same time. That's typically what I do. But I ended up taking a faster scalp there. If I had a bigger position, I just would have held the rest for 382 and 383s. But I am going to put my focus into QNGY. We'll see how extended we can get in the 2s here. So we are getting a little pullback off that 382 area. I'll show you guys my scalp on SPY. You can see that I did go with the 381 call. The reason for that is because we were trading at 380 at the open. So I usually go within like $1 or so of the price that it's at on the strike price. So I just bought the 274 and then I scalped it out towards this area. Tried to get back in, but it kind of stalled out, so I just got out quickly. But I should have been a little bit more patient. I could have sold it on this little pop. But we'll see how it reacts to this 381.50. Also, really nice spike there on QNGY. It's nice to see SPRC also getting some volume, so we can keep an eye on that one. Hopefully that breaks above the pre-market high at some point. All right, so far SPY still looks kind of strong here. We'll see if we get another push to the upside. We have another one on scans, SWN. That one made a pretty nice move as well. I believe this one does have a higher float though, so it might be kind of a grinder. QNGY with some really nice strength still. Oh, you're good, Star. I'm pretty much just watching QNGY and SPRC at this point. Nice to finally see some decent runners. Yeah, it looks like it actually just halted to the upside, QNGY. SPY is still chopping in this little price channel we're in, so we'll see how this 381.50 reacts. I don't have a position at the moment, but you really don't want to see it go under that level if you're looking for calls here. And let's see if we get some volume on SPY. Yeah, they are on the pricier side. Um, Hopefully SPRC can get a nice extension as well because that one does have cheaper borrows, but we'll see. And there's that continuation on SPY so far. We'll see if we get follow through or not. That DAIO is also starting to get a little bit of volume, so I'll definitely keep an eye on that if we start to break out towards 4. So far, SPY still has some nice strength. Alright guys, so on SPY, this is kind of a big level if you look at yesterday. This is kind of the level that we were consolidating at and then rejected right around this 383. So we'll have to watch this pretty closely to see how it reacts here. QNGY is open from the halt. So yeah guys, the borrows on QNGY are super pricey, pretty much everywhere it looks like. But a really incredible long opportunity there if you were watching at the open. Like I said in pre-market, if we broke above $2, that was really the key level from the last few days or the last week. We could see a nice reaction off of that. And as you guys can see, that was a really nice breakout. So hopefully a few of you were prepared for that at the open. I did get a nice scalp on SPY, but I should have been a little bit more patient to catch that whole move. But I'm still watching SPY to see if it gives me another setup later on. And I'm going to also scan for other stuff, so I'll let you guys know if I see anything else. It looks like we do have this EGHT, which made a pretty nice move, so we can keep an eye on that as well. Alright guys, so if you can see QNGY on my screen here, you can see we are getting the first 5-minute red candle. We'll see how this closes. So we did get a first red candle on the 5-minute. So it is a little bit extended, obviously, after this move. I'm not completely convinced that it's over yet, though. I feel like it still could hold this 340 and then start to build back up. So we'll definitely give it some time on QNGY. And I am hoping that it does squeeze higher. If you look on the daily, 4 is kind of a big level here. But we also have a pretty big level towards like 550 and 6. Also, I'm still keeping an eye on DAIO in case we get some volume. Looks like I just heard AGFY on scans. So far, SPY is still having trouble with that level that I mentioned towards 383. So far this morning, the only trades I've taken was just a few scalps on this opening breakout on SPY. Unfortunately, I did miss this huge breakout on QNGY just because I was focused on this one at the open. But they both made some decent moves. See how QNGY reacts here to this 360 level. Other than that, I'm not really seeing too many other stocks in play. We do have SMTS, which is a cheaper stock, but it's making a pretty nice move. We also have AGLE, another cheaper one, breaking out. There's a new high on SPY. So we did end up holding that support, but we'll have to see how it reacts here. So QNGY is starting to pull back here. See if this 340 level can hold or not. So that's going to be key here. You can see this little pattern that's forming. AGLE making a nice move. SPY actually rejected that 383. It's looking heavy now. So far, pretty nice reclaim on QNGY. Hopefully we can break out past those previous highs. But I am watching to see how it reacts here above this 360. SPY also had a really nice reclaim and we're testing those highs again, so we might actually see SPY break to the upside. Hopefully that can kind of consolidate sideways here for a little bit and then maybe set up. All right, let's see if we can get some volume on QNGY. It's trying to push above 380s. I feel like there was probably a decent amount of people that tried to short that 340 breakdown and didn't get it. So hopefully if that is the case, we can get that squeezed. It's having a little bit of trouble here. Might need some more time. So we couldn't hold 360. And it does look pretty heavy at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to leave it alone for now. We'll give it some more time to chop. Not really interested in the short just because the borrow is super expensive. Alright guys, so right now if we do get a lower high on QNGY, and it starts to stay heavy, I would be very cautious on that one because it could flush under 320 and we might see a big flush to the downside. On the flip side, if we do hold 340 for a while and we start to kind of consolidate and reclaim above 360s, then I would still keep an open bias at that point. But yeah, overall for me, guys, it's been kind of a slower morning. If you missed the long opportunity on QNGY, there wasn't really any other crazy small caps setups that I really liked. SPY had a pretty clear breakout at the open, which I did catch. But that also caused me to miss this breakout, which I was looking for in pre-market. But yeah, guys, we'll see what happens in the next 5 or 10 minutes on QNGY, if it starts to build back up or if it just ends up staying heavy. Also, I'm watching SPY over this 382 to see if that sets up for another breakout. So that's pretty much what I'll be watching for the next 20 minutes or so. I am going to go ahead and end my YouTube live stream for now. If you guys are in the private Discord, you can go ahead and switch over to the Discord voice channel and screen share. And I'm going to go ahead and stream in the private room. But I hope this was really helpful to you guys to prepare for the open on QNGY. That was a really decent setup. And it's pretty nice to see some runners. We had EPIX the other day that ran from $2 basically all the way to 6s. And then today QNGY from 150 all the way to 4. So we're definitely seeing some small caps come into play, which is nice. Hopefully, you know, the farther we go into winter, the more crazy moves we'll see. So that's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully we get some nice momentum moving forward. And also, if you guys can just help me out and just do me a favor and hit that like button, it really helps out the channel. Just to show me that you guys are actually enjoying these, and you know, I'll do them more often for you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If anyone's interested in joining the private Discord, if you join, you will have access to my live commentary every day in the mornings. You'll have access to my watch list that I send out at nighttime and also in the morning. And you'll also have access to live scans and a lot more stuff in the private Discord. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and you can sign up on our website. The link is in the description. Let's see if SPY breaks out. We are starting to reclaim 383s. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you guys next week.